Atlanta, Germantown, DC, Los Angeles, Salt Lake City, Dallas, Houston, Chicago, Paris, England, Senegal, Ghana, South Africa. Wherever you are, I am with you. And this is Black Money, Black Power, hosted by Mark Palmer, Chief Executive Officer of Empire Capital and Consulting Corp. And this is another beautiful day in my neighborhood because the tribe is coming. And I adore that. Also, it's another beautiful day because we get an opportunity to share with you information and ideas for us to do better and be better than we were before this day began. This show is about empowering you to do better and be better than you were before this day began. It's also about us using our money to get more money to improve the way that we live now. Black Lives Matter from birth. Let's live like Black Lives Matter to each other. So let's get to some truths. Truth number one, to the people that are in jail, hold your head up. We haven't forgotten you. Your life still has value. You can still help people make money, even behind bars, by passing on the information in this show to others around you or to family members who you talk with so that they can get better by the time that you get out of jail. You still have kids that you can teach. Just because you're down does not relieve you of your responsibility. No, does not relieve you of the honor of being a father. Teach your kids by example. Do not go back to normal. And this is for everyone, not just people that are in jail. Do not go back to normal. This year, be extraordinary. Read more, ask questions, challenge authority politely, respectfully, but challenge authority. Seek truth. Love you for a minute. Do not go back to normal because the normal wasn't good for you. Normal wasn't good for me, and normal wasn't good for us. Let's be extraordinary. Normal is when they tell you they're going to have vaccinations and everything's going to be A-okay as long as we change presidents. We change presidents. It's not happening. Normal is when politicians lie to you. That's normal. Normal is us accepting the lies that they give to you. That's normal. So let's not go back to the normal that they've been giving. Having 1 million vaccinations in 100 days, and that's how we're going to do, I don't think that's going to work. I also do not want to be one of the first ones to and welcome back to Black Money, Black Power, hosted by Mark Palmer, Chief Executive Officer of Empire Capital and Consulting Corp. Thank you for bearing with us while we experience a little bit of technical difficulties. That we want to make sure that we are delivering news that you can hear clearly, better than ever before, and get to truth that are going to light up your life. We want to light you up this year, right? So one of the ways that we make sure that we light you up is by telling people, again, that if you're in jail, hold your head up. We have not forgotten you. Your life still has value. You can still help other people make money by passing on the information in this show to other people that are around you or to family members who you talk to, so that they can get better by the time that you come out. You all have more money, and you're going to need that money to keep from going back to jail again. We don't want you going back, right? But apparently the system does, because the rate of recidivism, the rate of return, is about 78 to 80% still. We need to drop that. We can't not go back to that normal, because it wasn't good for you, it wasn't good for me, it isn't good for us as a people. So we want to make sure that when the oppressor is telling us stuff like we're all in it together, do not believe this guy. He's been lying for a very long time. We're not all in it together. Black folks and brown folks are going to have a harder time recovering from this thing than anyone else. Black businesses are not going to be opening back up again, because that's just how it works. We're not all in it together, and we need to ask. People want to throw a bunch of money. Where's all this money coming from that they are now willing and able? They talk about a stimulus. Again, where did that money come from? And why is it that 2 years ago, or even last year, repeatedly, there's no money for education, for schools. There's no money for public education to rebuild schools. The city of Philadelphia has a whole bunch of schools that has asbestos in it that they want you to send your kids to, but they don't want to send their kids to. There's something wrong with that picture. Do not keep falling for all of, look, let me be clear, for any of the politicians that are telling you, let's go back to normal, that we're all in it together. Any politician that says such a thing is straight up lying to you, and you really need to call them out on it, right? It's not normal for kids to be subject to asbestos when they go to school. That's not a normal thing, except for if you're black or brown. Let's do something about that this year. So we need to make sure that whenever the oppressor, whoever the oppressor is telling you something, ask yourself again, is it true? Where's the proof? And does it make sense? Let's start in this year subjecting everything that we hear to critical thinking. They don't want you to think. They give you entertainment so that you don't have to think. And while you're not thinking, they are. They're thinking, they're plotting, they're scheming, they're trying to resuscitate the system that kept them in power and you on the bottom. So we're not going to do that this year. Instead, we're going to make money, and we're going to use our money to improve the way that we live as a people. Yes, the show is a financial show, and yes, we want to make money, but more importantly is what we want to do with the money that we're going to make. I can make you money. I've already proven that, right? So what good is the money if you don't have a soul? If you don't have someone to love and share that money with, what's the point? You have a lot of money. That still doesn't make you it. It just makes you a not so nice person with a lot of money, and people will kiss your butt. But really, is that how we really want to live? Is that what our ancestors wanted for us? No. So let's kind of get to some updates real quick before we run out of time. We definitely want to make sure that we get a chance to hear what you have to say about what happened this week. A couple of updates from last week. Our How to Stop Being Broke class ended its January session last Tuesday, and it was hot, all right? It was really hot. The focal point in week 1 was how to increase your income right now. You have to know what your value proposition is and be more aggressive about promoting it. In week 2, we learned how to reduce our expenses.
so that by week 3, we've got more cash in our pockets right now. And in week 3, we learn how to invest better and more aggressively and how to use our money to make more money so that we will never, and I mean never, be broke again. The next class starts on February 2nd from 6:30 to 8 p.m. And I personally will not be happy until I make someone a millionaire, including myself, right? Definitely going to include me in that pool of people. I'm on my way, but I don't want to be there alone. I want people that look like me to be there too. I want people that look like you. I actually would prefer for you to be there too. So come with me for more information about how to stop being broke. Give me a call at 267 581 5993 before or after the show. Or you can also email me at mPalmer@empirecapital1.com. That's Empire is EMP as in Peter, IRE, capital, which is CAPIT as in Thomas, AL, the number 1, not spelled out, .com. Also, on January the 18th, the nation, many people in the nation, celebrated Martin Luther King Day, which I call King Day. So for those of you that took my suggestion and actively engaged in a total economic boycott for that particular day, thank you. I hope that you took the cash that you saved that day and went out on Tuesday and bought a book or bought some stock. So the other thing I wanted to very quickly note is that for people that have joined, who have just joined the Black Money, Black Power tribe, thank you so very much. This is how we make our world change. Black Money, Black Power tribe is a investor membership group. The membership group is about investors that want to make positive economic and social change in our lives and those of others that we hear about right now. We want this show to go on for 2 hours rather than 1 so that we can squeeze a lot more economic information in, squeeze a lot more power in. We also will receive a monthly e-newsletter about hot opportunities for investments that are not discussed on air because we just don't have enough time. And we will also attend a quarterly investment conference delivered either via Zoom or GoToMeeting.com. The membership fee is only $130. For that, you get access to information and people so that you're going to make $2,000 this year at least from being around people that are really doing some serious stuff. There are no slouches in the tribe. Everyone's going straight forward. We're going to do some stuff. We're not passive spectators. We are professional, or will be professional investors. We're going to make our money count. So let's practice this cooperative economics that many of you talk about during Kwanzaa, and then the next week you forget all about it. Let's be different. Let's not go back to normal. So if you want more Black Power, join the tribe and get more Black Power. To join, email me at the tribe, that's THETRIBE, at empirecapital1.com. The inauguration happened last week, and it was a joyous day for some. It was people crying on the others. Guess who was crying, right? Yeah, there were quite a few people that don't look like you and me that were very upset about it. Everybody else, fortunately, most of the country just got along, man. We just said, hey, it's time to turn the page, let's go. And that's what we did. So it was a good day for America overall. We'll get better, but we've got to stop this divisiveness, this Republican versus Democrat, red versus blue, black versus white. Let's go get some green. Let's go get some green, because that seems to unite a lot of people. There are some people that are very united about getting green, And they don't care whether it's black, white, Asian, Latino, they're after the green. So how they do that is they do one of at least one of four things. They get an education, they buy stocks, they buy real estate, and they buy or start a business. And I share with you that if you do any one of those things, you're going to move ahead. And no one's going to stop you but you. You have to decide that you want to move ahead and do one of those things. A book, just spend $15 and buy a book and then read the book and you're going to move ahead. Make everyone that's in your house read. Ladies can be very persuasive at making guys do things. You know what I mean? Don't make me spell it out on the air because then, that might be a problem, right? So help your guy to read so that he will be better able to provide for you and your family. Help your woman to read because it means that she's better capable of giving you great advice to help you stop fumbling all over yourself. Help our kids to want to read so that they are the next generation of warriors that will help propel us forward. They're our best protection. So we need to understand that the virtual learning thing that they're doing right now where people are teaching from home and students are at home, that's not going to work. It's going to take us about 10 years to find out that the testing and our test scores are going to be significantly lower this year than they were in previous years. And the lower testing scores will show lower proficiency. And guess who's going to get penalized for that lower proficiency? Our kids. So we have to augment what our kids are doing to make sure that our kids are learning. We've got to close that educational gap. And part of what my company, Empire Capital, and the tribe, we're going to start delivering SAT prep classes on Saturday, starting February the 13th from 10:30 to 11:30 every Saturday morning for 3 consecutive Saturdays. This is specifically done so that our kids can score higher on SATs and other tests and get better test scores and have better economic options. If we don't teach our kids how to perform better on these tests, no one else is. If you don't start scoring better on standardized testing, and that includes your GREs or your GMATs or your LSATs or taking civil service exams, we need to start learning to score better on standardized testing. You can cry about standardized testing all you want, say it doesn't work. Well, doggone it, it works for a lot of people that have those jobs that get good paying positions. So for some reason, it does work for them, but you want to, cling and say it doesn't work. It's biased. It's culturally biased. Well, what do you want to do? Do you want to boohoo or do you want to make some money? On this show, it's all about making money. We don't boohoo. We let somebody else boohoo and complain and cry. We want money. So again, if you have young people starting from the 8th grade, we want our 8th graders, 9th graders, 10th graders, 11th graders, and yes, even 12th graders to join in so that people that are older that have taken the SAT test and taken GMAT, we can tell you how to score higher on it. And the cool part is absolutely positively free. There is no catch. There's no gimmick. There's no nothing other than our desire to help take care of us. It's up to us to solve our problems. Going forward, we also want to make sure that we include people that decided to give $15 this week to an HBCU. Thank you. I know it may not seem like it's a lot, but our support for our institutions is absolutely fundamental to our success as a people. So while other people don't want to be supportive, it's okay. We'll find a way to continue to support our institutions. And part of how we're going to do that is we're going to make some money. So before things get too far along, let's make some money. The people that took this week's financial literacy class, I gotta applaud you. We made money starting Wednesday. The class ended on Tuesday. Wednesday morning, you guys were on it making money, and you had a good week. We always want to make sure that we applaud people that follow directions, that execute, that don't live in fear. Um, just as a quick side note, I've been telling you before, to buy some stocks, right? So I'm gonna give you some more stocks that are just, you got to want to do this. But you cannot spend 2021 complaining about what the white guy has while you have chosen to not participate in things that will give you the same economic opportunity as he has. Ring Central, symbol RNG. Last week it closed at 372. 0.93. This week it closed at 384. That's $12 a share. All you had to do was just listen to this show Tuesday morning, go in and buy the stock. You'd be $12 a share happier, right? Peloton went up only $2. Symbol PTON. Blink. That took a temporary dip. Last week it was at $47.10. Now it's at $44.35. Buy the darn stock as a suggestion, or you can choose not to and let somebody else win. Same thing with Plug, symbol PLUG. Last week it was $60.14. Friday it closed at $66.87. That's a 10% gain. Actually, it's a little bit more than a 10% gain in less than a week, in 4 days, right? You could have had an extra $6 a share in your pocket. This is what we do here. It's what we do for us. We didn't need a government grant. We didn't need a politician telling us what they're going to do for us. A stimulus. We give our own selves the stimulus, but we got to pay attention. Green Thumb Industries. Tell you, last week it closed at $28.15. Now it's at $30.60, right? FUV, the symbol is FUB. The stock is Acromoto. Told you about that last week when it was trading at $15.88. Friday, it closed at, I'm sorry, I had told you about it when it was $15.88. Friday, it closed at $20.88. That's $5 a share that you would not have gotten. I'm sorry, maybe you would have gotten it some other way, but we told you first. We tell you how to make the money, but you got to go after the money when we tell you. If you don't, if you snooze, you lose. And again, scared money can't make money no matter how you try, and we're all in it together. That lie, it just is irritating to me. And so let me calm down and try to be a nice host and simply get through things that I told you to buy, like Virgin Galactic, symbol SPCE. It closed last week at $30.43. Now it's at $34.28. But if you didn't buy it, if you didn't buy AMD, which went up another $4 this week, if you don't buy things, don't complain to me or anyone else, preferably, about what the white guy's doing. He's not doing this to you. You're doing it. Trump didn't do this. You did this to you. So let's give credit where credit is due. We, the tribe, will win. We'll find a way to do that. We're not passive spectators to our success. We don't rely on other people to do it for us. We're going to do it. So let's get to a couple of quick more points, and then we'll take some calls. Easy, no-brainer kind of things. PetMed Express is a company that sells pet medications for lots of pet owners, and there are increasingly more and more pet owners that are willing to spend crazy money for their pets to keep their pets alive and keep them healthy, because everyone's thinking about health, including people that have pets. The symbol is PET as in Thomas S. PETS. It trades now at $30.87. Buy the stock now, but in June, don't wait for me to tell you, in June or the latest early early July, dump this stock before the price goes back down again. Let's go with another company called Petco. You've heard of Petco. They have a lot of stores around. Petco Health and Wellness. The stock symbol is WOOF, Wolf. The stock stands now at $26.07. But I'm telling you, do not buy this stock right now. It's just too new to recommend buying. There's a lot of hype about it, but it's too new. It's only been about a month old, and there's not enough data. You know that thing called research? There's not enough research there for me to actively advocate you buying this stock. However, the exact opposite is true for Chewy. Chewy sells, they're the leading online retailer for pet food. The stock symbol is CHWY. The price per share right now is $105.08. I suspect that very soon that's going to rise substantially higher. Um, and let's go with some absolute no-brainers, right? You have to be brain dead to not do these two, right? Clorox. Old reliable Clorox. Look at what time it is. Look at what year it is. Look at what season it is. Clorox, buy the Clorox. Stock symbol CLX. Price is $202.35 right now. And if you're scared about coronavirus and the new strands, Lab Corporation of America, stock symbol LH. Um, I forget what the price is right now, but if you, for those of you that have taken the class, look at the charts for these, for Clorox and Lab Corporation of America, symbol LH, and you'll know what I'm talking about when we were talking about the charts. It's a no-brainer. Let's go get them. All right. Um, and the last one is a household. You've been doing business with these people for the longest time. Colgate Palmolive, stock symbol CL. Price right now is $78.19 a share. Colgate sells a bunch of household consumer products. You're going to use them as you try to, as you say, huddle in fear about coronavirus and the next strand and the next strand that comes from India. At some point, they're going to try to pin this on somebody in Africa, causing the whole thing, and because that's how they usually do, right? Different year, same story. So stop fearing the pandemic. Look beyond the pandemic because we are investors, and wise investors do not fear. We forecast. We get knowledge, and knowledge comes from reading. And if you don't read, then you're going to have problems. So what we want to do is kind of hit a couple of phone calls because it's already 2:30 here on the East Coast. And let's see if we can get Olanian on line one. Olanian, are you there, sir? Olanian?
Symbol. Hello?
Hi, how are you, sir?
Yeah, can you hear me now?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I'm calling because you mentioned a sticker symbol and I missed the last digit of it, the last letter of it. It was FU something, FUB.
No, F as in Frank, U as in umbrella, V as in victory. It is a electric car manufacturing company that's that's headquartered in Oregon.
TSLA.
They're the entry level. They're the cheap version of Tesla. Tesla sells high-end cars. FUV will sell low-end electric vehicles that are going to attract a bunch of millennials because of their pricing, and eventually they're going to follow the same business model that Honda and Toyota and Kia and Hyundai follow. They're going to start making some really nice-looking cars pretty soon. Not initially. They're going to sell cheap cars to get market share, and either they will be bought out by General Motors, Ford, or probably not Chrysler.
Big guys. Yeah.
But
so FUV.
FUV is the symbol. Buy and hold it. If it drops some temporarily, go buy some more. Hold on to the stock for a while. You're gonna be okay.
All right, peace.
All right, and so we also want to make sure that we are cognizant of other opportunities as they come up. So I want to make sure that we include information for business owners. But before we get to the business owners, just as a personal tip, there's going to be another economic pullback at some point in time. And as a quick tip for the listeners, I want you to look at all the assets that you have. Assets are anything that you guys own, or whether you have it paid for or not. You have to look at all that you own, and if your cash position is not at least 5% of all your assets that you own, you're opening yourself up for some severe financial problems. Now, look at the total value, the total current market value of your cars, for those of us that own cars. If the total value of all of your cars is more than how much cash you have in banks and credit unions and savings accounts, if you have more car than cash, you are really asking for pain, and that pain is going to come to you. Increase your cash position and or reduce the number of cars that you own. But you cannot have your cars being more than 5% of all of your assets. You are mismanaging your money. And when you mismanage money, money is going to accommodate you. Right? So let's get on to the business stuff. The business tips. Right? There's a pandemic going on and we're all afraid, they are all afraid, and people try to get you to be afraid, and I don't want you to be afraid. So if you have a car and you don't want to buy stocks, and you don't want to buy real estate, and you don't even want to read, then I can say start or buy into your own business. And one of the no-brainer businesses is the delivery business. If you have a car, you can get into the delivery business. There's a company called GoPuff, and it's a Philadelphia-based online food and convenience store platform that they're using. They recently launched a delivery service of at-home COVID-19 test kits. As the coronavirus case count goes higher and higher and higher, and everyone's getting tested, well, they got a contract to deliver this saliva-based COVID-19 PRC tests that are available to GoPuff customers via partnership with a New York-based at-home coronavirus test company called PureLab. Right? The tests are available in each of GoPuff's more than 200 micro-fulfillment centers servicing about 500 cities around the country. So when I was telling you people last week to start buying these industrial spaces, is because companies like this are going to use them. The $129 test kit is supposed to be the first SARS-CoV-2 saliva test approved for emergency use by the Food and Drug Administration, and is covered by most health insurance companies. So customers can order the test and have it delivered to their door and have the insurance company pay for it. From there, the person will provide a sample of their saliva in a pre-labeled box for testing, and that gets sent to Rutgers University because they got an infinite biologics lab, and they'll develop the test, and then the test will get processed in about 24 to 72 hours, and then you receive the results. So the majority of the tests, according to the company GoPuff, they've been returned within 24 hours. So the question is, how did GoPuff get these contracts to deliver COVID-19 tests, which many of you are going to take, without you getting any part of that pie? The Democrats and the Republicans are both playing you. Go get some of these contracts. Go ask your favorite politician, how do you get turned on so that you can deliver some of these COVID-19 tests? To allow one company owned by, let me check this, owned by Raphael Ilashev. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. And Yasir Gola, both of which look like they're both under 30 years old, and Michael Cohen, the president of Pure Labs, out of the Michael Cohen that is in New York City, not any of the Michael Cohens that may exist in or around the Philadelphia area, to allow these three guys that definitely don't look like you and me to get all of that business. It's not good business. It is not good sense. It is not good for you. It's not good for me. It is not good for us. But if you continue to allow your politicians, Democrats or Republicans, to do this thing to you, they are cutting you economically, right? And what they want to do is they want to eventually give you a $15 an hour job, which can't possibly take care of you. It's something that they will not say to their kids. How many times do they got to urinate on you and then you think, oh, it's raining? Because that's all this is. It's just nonsense, right? It doesn't make any sense. It isn't good for you. But as long as you continue to not hold your favorite politician, ask your city councilman, why can't you get, especially if you live in the city of Philadelphia, why can't you get part of this contract that GoPuff has? Why can't you get any part of it? You don't get the whole thing. But doggone it, you got a car, you can deliver, you got a car, you got a mask, some of you even got the vaccination. And look, you still don't have any money. And these guys are going to make a lot of money from this. How do I know? Well, because the company has already grown, and more recently, I think it was last month, they had recently acquired a West Coast alcoholic beverage retailer called Bevmo. And how much did that cost? It cost them $350 million for this Philadelphia-based company to expand into the West. So, oh, by the way, GoPuff was founded just 7 years ago, or 8 years ago now, in 2013, and is now valued at $3.9 billion after the recent acquisition of they had did a $380 million fundraising round led by some investors that I'm somewhat familiar with named Axel and D1 Capital Partners. And guess what D1 Capital Partners, guess who they don't look like? But D1 Capital does its thing. So I have no problems with D1 Capital. I say, hey, let's do our own capital. Let's be our own capital partners so that we can do stuff so that we don't have to be hoping that we can get a PPL loan, which if we were operating our business properly, we wouldn't need a PPL loan in the first place. But we have to do better business. Contact your favorite politician wherever you are in the United States and ask them, why can't you get part of this COVID-19 test delivery service business? That is an issue that we need to be concerned about. While they keep telling us we're all in it together, keep saying, no, we're not all in it together, and what are we going to do about it? All right, so we're almost coming up on our second break. You are listening to WURD Radio 900 AM, 96.1 FM. Follow us on social media at onWURD. Our number here is 215-634-8065. Also 1-800-361-0900. You can definitely call me directly at 267-581-5993 or email me at mpalmer@empirecapital1.com. The one is not spelled out, just a number, before, during, or after the show. And we'll be back after this break. And welcome back to Black Money, Black Power, hosted by Mark Palmer, Chief Executive Officer of Empire Capital and Consulting Corp. And let's take a call from Yolanda in Philadelphia. Yolanda, how are you?
Hi, how are you, Mark?
Very good.
Thanks for your program. Really appreciate it.
You're welcome.
One question I have, and then I'll hang up so you can answer. Cryptocurrency and Bitcoin, can you describe what that is, how that works, and whether or not it makes sense to begin to invest in that? Because I understand it fluctuates greatly.
Okay.
Thank you. Take care.
I've had a lot of questions regarding this, so I've had a chance to fine-tune my answer. Bitcoin is a cryptocurrency that is based on, I think I can find a bigger sucker than I am. I'm going to buy this thing that has no backing, that someone just created out of nowhere, because I think someone else is going to buy it at a higher price than me. That is the definition of cryptocurrency. There is no regulation on it. You can't identify where it comes from, where it goes to. It's just, man, I found a bigger sucker than me. I love that. But at some point, someone's going to pull the plug on this, just like they did back in 2013, when Bitcoin was selling for a lot of money, or back then it was $15,000 or so, and then within about a day, maybe 2 days, it was dropping down to $9,000, and a lot of people lost a lot of money. So for people that are in the tribe and people that are activists for this show, I'm suggesting that you not do that. I understand the temptations there. It looks like it's easy money. But how many times have you been warned, stop trying to get something for nothing? Someone's going to be left holding the bag with crypto. There's nothing behind it. There are no assets behind it. At least when you buy stock, or at least when you buy property, there's something real there that you can point to. You can say, yep, I own it. It's mine. I can sell it or not sell it. I can do with it whatever I choose to. If it's a stock, at least you own a company that's producing some income. Cryptocurrency is somebody somewhere, or it's a bunch of people somewhere just trading based on, I think I can get a higher price from somebody else, or I'm going to drop it and wait for people to panic and then pick it up, and then eventually I'm going to hype it up again. And some people, especially millennials, they're hopping on this thing left and right, because for some reason their mama and their daddy didn't tell them, stop trying to get something for nothing. It doesn't work. But they got a lot of money in their account somewhere that says, yeah, it does. Again, when things are too good to be true, yeah, you might want to listen to the inner voice inside your head, say, hey, let me pull back on this thing. So again, if any of you want to buy cryptocurrency, knock yourself out. Someone's doing it, and there is a sucker out there somewhere. I would rather for it not to be you, so I don't advocate people buying cryptocurrencies. I actually advocate for them to buy knowledge. Yeah, because that seems to work better than cryptocurrency. Knowledge, they can't take that away from you. Cryptocurrency is here today, maybe here tomorrow. Eventually, it's not going to be there. Your education, buying a book, getting the knowledge, that's going to be there forever. I also suggest that you buy stock, because that is solid. Especially if you listen to some of the suggestions that we have here, I suggest that you buy property, buy a home, stop paying rent, stop going after, sell your cryptocurrency right now and go buy a property somewhere. Especially if you've been paying rent, go buy some property. Don't buy crypto, buy some property. Take your cryptocurrency and start a business so that you're actually producing real value and not hyping stuff up. That's the short version. Sorry, I went a little long on the emotional response to that, but let's get Mike in Southwest. Mike, are you there?
What's the matter? The man can't write. It's pronounced M-I-N-K.
That's me. I can't read. I might be functionally illiterate. I didn't know it.
You've
Okay, I'm sorry.
done some injustice to your middle school teacher. M-I-N-K is pronounced what?
Mink. Right. So
Okay, sir.
I have to defend my teachers out there, right? My teacher taught me, right? Especially that first grade teacher. My first grade teacher, she was a game changer because once I learned how to read, it was a wrap from that point on. I've never looked back since. So any mistakes that I've made reading, writing, doing arithmetic as opposed to arithmetic, any mistakes that I've made is because of me.
I was born in the 50s, and guess how I learned how to read? Marvel, DC.
Yeah, comic books.
Yes.
Very good.
Yes, yes.
The cool part is that you learn how to read.
Say again.
The cool part is that you did learn how to read. Regardless of how you did it, now you got it covered.
Thank you. And it got to the point when I'd be in school and students that would be stuttering over their words, who they'd ask to help out.
Okay.
So
excellent.
That was my little accomplishment. Young man, let me ask you something right fast. How are you up on the concept, the less I do, the more I make?
I am not familiar with that concept. I do not believe from my own personal experiences that doesn't work for me because maybe I'm the exact opposite. The more I do, the wealthier I become, the happier I am, the more I can do for other people. So I'm all in trying to do more, especially for people that look like me. I'm on that page. I don't want to do less for them. I want to do more because I can, because God has blessed me with some stuff that I don't even deserve. So I'm going to pass it on, period. But again, your experiences could be something different. Let me hear why you think the less you do, the more you're going to make.
If Grandma said, paint that fence, and I'll give you $10, and she walked away, and there was 5 little boys over there playing basketball, I would charge them to $1 to paint that fence. And when Grandma would come back and she pay me, I pay them. I got a little money.
Okay, you also have a problem.
I do. Huh?
You also have a problem because, one, you shouldn't be doing business with little kids anyway. And two, what makes you think that the kids are going to agree to your price of $1? That's
just a analogy.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Don't take
I'm
it
sorry.
poison.
I'm a little too analytical sometimes.
Don't take it poison.
Okay.
That's just an analogy. Right. But I made some money, maybe not as much as I wanted.
Okay.
That's how I look. That's how the concept I take on real estate.
Okay.
All I want to do is just make the decisions. So the less I do, the more I make. I have a service that finds me for sale by owner, and if I can't do it in terms, it's no deal.
Okay. You have a business model that seems to work pretty well for you as long as you're not trying to push it. I'm an aggressive guy.
Explain push.
I try to push it. I'm sorry, I didn't quite hear you.
I said explain what you mean push it briefly.
Try to maximize the profit potential, right? And sometimes when you have a successful business model, the more you repeat that model, the faster it goes and the more money you're going to make. So if you are lax with your business model, you're not going to make as much money because you're not doing all that you can. And therefore, sometimes when you're not doing all that you can, you're cheating your customers because your customers are paying you whatever they agree to. You got to give them great customer service. And great customer service does not come from holding back and doing the least amount that you can and getting your employees are going to copy what they see you do. And if you're lax, relax.
Oh my goodness, you and I need to sit down at a round table,
Right.
so I can give you a big jar of honey, my brother.
Okay. So if you want to do that, hit me up at 267-581-5993 after the show. We'll have a conversation about it. We'll exchange business, different points of views, and I'm sure that your business model works very well for you. And I'm not saying that it can't work. I just I am not wealthy enough to just sit back and relax.
Who knows? Maybe this older man can make you change your mind.
Yeah, that's possible. Unfortunately, we're just about out of time, and what I wanted to share with the radio audience very briefly before we go is I am still in the need of having a layout and design professional, someone that knows InDesign and Photoshop. Hit me up right away. I'm going to fill this position by January 31st. Also, I need to make sure that you're aware that if you have an interest in becoming a driver, we need a driver to work on Fridays, delivering documents in the immediate Philadelphia area. You must have a valid driver's license, be a reliable person, have a reliable SUV, van, or truck. And the takeaway finally is start living your dream, right? Ask the questions. Don't be critical of other people. Don't look at them and see what they're doing. Just go do your thing. Start living your dream. Get rid of anyone that isn't helping you to move forward. Your dream won't wait. Dreams don't last forever. Go dream the big dream. And if you need some help, the tribe and I are here to help you. 267-581-5993. And that's why, again, we need to wake up everybody. Don't go back to normal. Don't do the things that you normally do. Get a better result. Do something different. Wake somebody else up. This is Black Money, Black Power. Until next week, go trade. Go make some money. And let your light shine.